Damaging overnight storms across central Ohio spawned tornadoes, leaving behind a trail of destruction. Thank you for joining us for NBC4 at 11. I'm Audrey HASSON. Storm Team 4's Ben Gelber will join us shortly with a breakdown of the storm. But first, many homes in Ohio were left without power overnight. NBC4's Kenya Ramirez talked to a homeowner in South Salem who lost his entire home.
The homeowner says he and his wife are just thankful that they made it out without a scratch, which is shocking to see after the chaos that was left overnight from these storms. And the homeowners say that they were sleeping when this all happened. Now, the homeowner wouldn't go on camera, but he says that neighbors jumped in immediately to help the 72-year-old couple. And even as he takes a look at what was once his home, he says he can't even process how his wife got out safely, considering the damage and seeing the aftermath of her bed.
The rain was just pouring on me. Insulation from our roof was everywhere. It was pitch black, could not see a thing. Worried about my wife, I heard her hollering, so I made her just stand where she was at. Wind was still blowing, but it wasn't like a tornado.
The homeowner tells me that he and his wife will be going to their daughter's home to stay there. Meanwhile, they figure out exactly what is next. Local for you in South Salem, Kenya Ramirez, NBC4.
And Storm Team 4 meteorologist Ben Gelber tracked those storms on the air throughout the middle of the night last night during the tornado warnings. He joins us now with a timeline and how we know the damage was caused by tornadoes, Ben.
Yeah, Audrey, we have more information now. October tornadoes are unusual but not rare in Ohio, 3 years out of 10. But we've never had an outbreak after midnight so late in the season, because usually the nights are longer and cooler. The convergence of tropical Pacific and Gulf moisture interacting with a powerful cold front explains why I talked about that tornado risk the past 2 days. So let's take a look at some of the damage. First in Tarleton and western Fairfield County, just east of the Pickaway County line. This looks to be straight line, trees toppled by a microburst. But in northern Ross County, where Kenya was, between South Salem and Frankfort to Kingston, we had strong rotation on radar. No doubt the structural damage to a home in South Salem. A garage moved off its foundation. Debris scattered, roof lifted. The National Weather Service has confirmed that was an EF2 tornado, as we thought earlier in the day. So we can take a look at also the damage to the west in Highland County. Now 2 tornadoes confirmed. Same supercell thunderstorm that raced northeast at more than 40 miles an hour and inflicted the damage in Ross County. Now, how did we identify these storms last night on the air? Well, during the 11 o'clock show, we saw a new cluster, a new system developing southwest of Cincinnati, independent of all the activity earlier in the evening. Notice red and green starting to come together. Red would mean rain moving away from the radar site, and green toward Wilmington. So that indicates some spin here. That would be the Highland County tornadoes. And we put a tracker on. And at 1:30, this was the key. You see the very tight rotation. This is right over South Salem, and that's exactly where 2 tornadoes touched down, an EF0 and an EF2 on the other side of town. And you can see some of the red dots starting to fill in amongst all the wind damage, but there clearly was a path with this rotating weather disturbance aloft, which every now and then would put down a brief tornado. 53 degrees, west wind at 10, strong cold front. That pushes the summertime air out. That explains the severe weather. But now, Audrey, it's all about fall, finally. We'll talk about a very chilly start to the Columbus Marathon and your 7-day forecast and more on late season tornadoes coming up in 10 minutes.
All right, Ben, thank you. And to track temperatures, rain chances, and a lot more in the palm of your hand, download the free Storm Team 4 weather app. I check mine every day. Search NBC4WX in the App Store or in Google Play.